I see my target and I head straight there, looking for something that you really would love to do and also something that has a very high likelihood of performing well. Oh, I want to do a horror film too because I've never done a horror film.
Thank you for joining me, Raghav. You are the creator of Shutter Authority. Shutter Authority is a YouTube channel with an insane number of views. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you do?
Yeah, sure. It's sort of like bringing different things that interest me into real life. So let's say there's a video game that I would really like to make a film about or see a film of. And if enough people are interested on the topic, I make a short film, which sort of feels like at least half the quality of a real movie, but takes me only like a few weeks to make.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about like what your favorite day-to-day software is in your workflow?
Yeah, apart from Blender and After Effects, I use DaVinci Resolve for editing and sound design. I've started using Embergen. That's something I'll surely be using down the line.
Are you based in India right now?
Yes.
Is there like a VFX scene around you, or are you working completely independently?
Almost independently.
Have you worked on any Bollywood films?
No.
No interest?
I'm not particularly fond of the style that most Bollywood movies have, but I'm sure there are some really good ones which I myself haven't watched, but most of the popular ones aren't really my taste at all.
What is your favorite movie?
Anything to do with space or future or sci-fi or things like that. So Gravity, Edge of Tomorrow, Interstellar.
You did the Godzilla in space.
Yeah, which is the thumbnail for the article on your website.
I like the workflow. You talk about like when you want to make things a little more complex or simplify things by doing like 3D renders in 2D, and it just I really like that process. Don't overcomplicate it. Just work on the final shot.
I'm always simplifying. That's one of the ways I'm able to make so much content in such little time. I see my target and I head straight there.
When do you know when you're done with a video?
That's a good question. Once I think the video is nearing the end, I feel like, okay, it's finally close to being complete. But then I see, oh, there's one mistake there, let me fix that. And then I start working on it. Then I see the next one and like, oh, all of these shots have mistakes. And that is when I call it done, because it's too late to fix all of those.
1.2 billion views. I think your last videos have like almost 50 million views on one, 20 million views on the other. Were you expecting it to just...
No, I wasn't. When I started exploring ideas around Siren Head, I would just go on YouTube and just look at other Siren Head videos, and none of them had views like this.
I feel like you had success with the Godzilla videos, with the Terminator videos, with the T-Rex videos. You had these like running characters and kind of themes that were successful. Your videos always did well, and then you decide to create a horror movie. What made you decide to kind of give up on a successful kind of thing to try something totally new?
One of the things is you kind of see tapering audience interest. So if you look at my Godzilla videos, the first one was probably the most popular one, and then the second one was half of that, and then getting bored working with the same assets all the time. So I love to do different things, so not like 8 Godzilla videos in a row. And I've always wanted to do horror movies. One of my biggest inspirations for that is David F. Sandberg.
He did Lights Out, right? That short?
Yes.
My God.
That was when I was like, oh, I want to do a horror film too, because I've never done a horror film.
You got the jump scare down. Other than the success, any surprises from making these horror shorts?
Yeah, these especially, a lot of people have been reacting to it. Videos from fairly big channels. They were saying lots of nice things which were actually just incidental when I shot them, and they make it sound like I was very deliberate with that. So
like the genius behind the camera, and you're like, oh, it's an accident.
Someone even made a Minecraft version of my film shot to shot.
Whoa,
that was so nice.
I gotta check that out. Obviously you have a pretty big channel. Are there any YouTube creators that you really want to collaborate with?
Yes, for sure. Anybody doing filmmaking, VFX, including you, I'd love to do something with you.
Yeah, we'd love that, of course.
And Corridor, of course. Nukazuka.
Nukazuka, I love. Underrated. Yeah. Are you familiar with So Crispy Media? I think that's their name. Did you see their
friend of mine?
Yeah, that Chalk Warfare series.
He works so hard on his videos.
Chalk Warfare. If anyone hasn't seen Chalk Warfare, go check it out. What mistakes, whether it's software related or any video production related, have you made that you're happy you made?
I'm not paying enough attention to each thing. Even though I've been using cameras for a very long time, I haven't paid that much attention to it. I've been watching a lot of cinematography tutorials and things like having the right color profile, exposing correctly, and things like that.
What camera are you shooting with primarily?
It's an A6500. I personally don't enjoy shooting with a lot of camera gear because it takes a lot longer to set up and there are more things to watch out for.
The last time we spoke, you mentioned that your channel was a couple thousand subscribers and you'd been around already, and then can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I started my channel in 2006. It was mostly just little VFX tests and some clips of my gymnastics things because I used to do gymnastics and martial arts.
You still have those videos up?
A few.
I saw some gymnastics, so I was like, oh, he's got moves. Very cool.
But then I started seeing channels like Corridor and Nukazuka. Then we realized, like, oh, look, what if we have an idea that we like to do and then sort of mix it with something that is already popular and people would be looking for. In the beginning, I did some Spider-Man videos, which were probably the most popular videos for many, many years. I went back to it and made a few Spider-Man videos and Iron Man, things like that, and they started getting more views. But then I still made a lot of videos that nobody watched. That was when one of my videos, it's called Subway Surfers in Real Life. I was studying in Germany at the time, and one of my flatmates looked exactly like that character in the game. So we just went and found this abandoned railway track and we shot on that. And then that video had 1 million views in a month or so. I'm like, oh, okay, people love video games in real life. So what other games are out there that I would be interested in recreating? That's the challenge that I enjoy because I personally wouldn't be too much into playing those games anyway. Things start to grow, especially in terms of audience, when you're doing something that you're good at, you're doing something related to a topic that is popular. Most channels which have done well have sort of videos on existing popular things, and then once they're popular enough, they start experimenting with different things. I think the hardest part is looking for something that you really would love to do and also something that has a very high likelihood of performing well.
Do you have long-term goals for Shutter Authority?
I would like to do something longer form, something like a web series or a feature film or something like that. As of now, I'm just using it as a playground to experiment while I learn and earn and make a living off that and have fun in the end.
I've got some random speed questions for you. One-word answers only. Are you ready?
Okay, great.
All right. What is the coolest monster in any movie?
I don't know, maybe Zilla 1998.
What is your favorite VFX scene in any movie?
The first shot in Gravity, which is like, I think, 20 minutes long.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mango, perhaps.
If you could have a cameo in any currently or past running TV show, what would it be?
Maybe Sherlock Holmes, like the TV series, Sherlock.
If you had to fight 3 bald eagles or 1 full-grown wolf, who would you fight?
I don't know. I've never seen a bald eagle up close, so I would choose that.
Are lightsabers overrated?
Yeah, I love them.
Can you tell people where to find you on YouTube and Instagram and social media?
Yes, it's Shutter Authority. It's the same handle on both.
Perfect.
Yeah, simple as that.
What projects are you currently or planning on working on?
I'm right now working on a monster film, which is a collaboration with NVIDIA. I have a bunch of VFX tutorials sort of linked to that. So that's something in the works.
Make sure to follow Shutter Authority on YouTube and Instagram, and everywhere is the coolest content, some of my favorite videos. So thanks again, Raghav, and yeah,
thanks.
See you around.
See you. Bye.